Hi, it's me, Alex, a stay-at-home reader. Last week, Nicole and I put out our original tag video, the high school required reading tag. I've been loving seeing everyone's response to it. I'm hoping more and more people do the tag because it, like, even seeing other people's answers is like sparking my own high school reading memories, and yeah, this is a blast. So, street noise. Sorry, my door's open. It's nice out. Which reminds me I should probably go take an allergy pill. Hold on, let me shut the door. Okay, that should help a little bit with the noise, but I live on a busy street. What am I gonna do? Anyway, so now we're getting into the reason we titled the tag the required reading tag. Is because the main focus of this little project Nicole and I have created for ourselves is to focus on rereading. And what we did was we each came up with a list of 5 books based off of our answers from the tag and kind of ordered them in a way that was like books we were most interested in rereading. And then we combined those lists and alternated them and came up with the ultimate high school reading list. So what we're gonna do is buddy read books together. I'm most likely going to vlog the experience of rereading these. I know Nicole will also post her reviews on her channel. She does such a great job of really sitting down and breaking down like the pros and cons of a book in like such an organized review manner. I am a lot more just like scrambly, so I think a vlog style will work for me. So we'll each discuss the books that way, and then we've been reading together on Voxer for a little while now, so now we're gonna add a face-to-face like video call element to our buddy reads. I'm so looking forward to that, and we will be sharing some of that with you all. This is going to be really fun. No real timeline to our buddy reading pace. We were thinking every other month we would do one of the books off the list, but I think we're just gonna flow with it and just enjoy the experience and not put a rush on anything. So let me share with you the list. Oh, also, to keep with the high school theme of this little project, we have a report card. So what we will do is each rate the book on a 5-star scale, including half stars, and then combine that so that we can give each book a grade. I figure if we combine our 5-star rating, that gives like a total like out of 10 rating, which is just easier to assign like a percent the way you would have on a report card, and then like an A through F grade based on that. So that's just silly fun, a way for us to track how successful our high school rereading experience is. And yeah, just to engage with it and be a little cute and themed, and it's just fun. And anytime I can play on Canva and like make something is always a good time. So here is our ultimate high school reading list. Oop, I left one behind. Okay, so we're starting with my pick of A Clockwork Orange. I would like to apologize to Nicole in advance. I know Nicole doesn't read or enjoy a lot of violence on the page. And this is, so I could not remember what year I read this. I'm thinking it was my senior year, which makes sense because it is a more mature content. So initially I thought it was a sophomore read, but yeah, I think it makes more sense that it was my senior year. I'm really looking forward to the reread. I'm gonna wait and I guess in the vlog give you more of like what my personal experience reading it was, a better idea of the synopsis, because I need to remind myself and refresh myself. So that's our first book. The second book we're going to read is off Nicole's list. This is The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. So I think now that we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, and watching Nicole's tag video, I think I was assigned this in high school, but it is completely out of my memory. This would have been one of those that like I would just kind of chat with a friend and be like, what happened? Like what's gonna be on the quiz? Yeah. As for someone who has always my whole life been a bookworm, there were points in high school where I was just lazy, I think, which is insane because I went to a magnet high school that like expected a lot out of us. So I think where I could cheat, I did. So yeah, The Things I Carried. I'm actually looking forward to rereading this because I think it's something my son would enjoy. So I think if this was assigned to me, it would have been my sophomore year. And so it'll be good to reread this soon as I put together his sophomore year book list. The next book on our list is Ragtime by E.L. Doctorow. This was from my sophomore year, and I only remember one scene, which was a little spicy. And so the only reason I remember it is because it got everyone in class like teeing, like, can you believe we had a rated R scene assigned in school? So, but yeah, looking forward to this novel that takes place, I believe, pre-World War One, following a lot of different characters. So I'm looking forward to seeing like that kind of interconnected yet separate stories based on place and time. And I believe the musical is going to be somewhere in Connecticut this summer, so I may want to look up tickets. It'll depend on timing of when we read. I don't know, I'm not a musical person. I'm not a theater kind of person, but I am a book person. Okay, so in my tag video, I mentioned not really being interested in rereading To Kill a Mockingbird, even though it's something I don't really remember because I think I would have read it prior to going into high school, but here we are. We will be rereading To Kill a Mockingbird. This is one of Nicole's picks, and you know what? I'm glad. I need that push from a friend because I really should be rereading this. And again, this is one of those like everyone has read it at some point that I should probably be assigning to my own homeschooled kiddos. So it's good for myself to revisit this. Then Grapes of Wrath. This one was my Cliff Notes cheat book. I think it was that sophomore year English class. I just was not interested. I don't think I was as engaged with the teacher my freshman year. Absolutely love my teacher. We're actually still friends with her on Instagram. But sophomore year, for whatever reason, I just had no interest in following the class. Now, however, I have read John Steinbeck recently. East of Eden was maybe 2 summers ago, and I read Of Mice and Men with Nicole. I think hosted a read along of that. That was one of our very first like read along buddy read experiences, and my son just did it in his 9th grade, part of his 9th grade English curriculum. So I'm really coming to John Steinbeck with a new fondness and appreciation. Also read Kristen Hanna's The Four Winds, the only book of hers I've read, and turns out it's the only one I'm really interested in. But reading that made me want to visit this one, The Grapes of Wrath. Classic of the Depression era, follows a family traveling west in search of work. Yeah, it's the Dust Bowl migration of the 1930s. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This is a big book. I don't know that I've read much Charles Dickens. I've listened to his like read aloud version of A Christmas Carol, and I know at some point in my senior year of high school we did something with Charles Dickens. I want to say it was Nicholas Nickleby, but I don't think it was the full book because I think that's a big book. I think we may have read like portions of it, maybe to like compare to something else. I don't really remember. So if we had to read Charles Dickens, I did not. But Great Expectations is one that actually in the 6th grade, one of my teachers recommended to me and then quickly walked it back. She was like, oh, no, wait, no, you're too young. But I was a reader back then. This one was this one was actually on both of our lists, but it was higher up on my revisit list. So we will be rereading The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I just got this in from Thrift Book, so I haven't taken off the sticker yet. Oh, okay, it came off. It's pulling a little bit, so I'll do that off camera where I can maybe get some Goo Gone under there. But I liked this cover. This it's a orange spine penguin. I've never seen this cover. Usually we have the blue one or like another like really Art Deco kind of cover. There is some highlighting and annotation in it, which I don't love, but what are you gonna do? That's Thrift Books. This one I had to go hunting for. I knew I had a copy somewhere. It was hiding on the back of my TBR cart. I picked this up from the library bookstore, so this is another one I have to carefully remove. But the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey. And I am excited to read this one because I've always been a fan of Greek mythology, and lately I've been very intrigued with all the myth retellings. I read Madeline Miller's 2 books, and so I'm glad Nicole added this to our list. Can someone please tell me which comes first, the Odyssey or the Iliad? I think it's the Iliad, so I may sneak that one in before we get to this one together. This is the one I am most nervous about. Like, this is the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer, and I think this is going to be like the heaviest, like in terms of like brain power and thinking energy. I know we tackled this my senior year of high school, but I don't think we read all of it. So I did find a list that's like the most commonly assigned chapters. So I'm at some point, I think as it comes up, Nicole and I will probably have to touch base to see how we want to tackle this, like in its entirety or as selections, and then if that goes well, maybe add a few more. And the last book on our list is Sula by Toni Morrison. I have not read enough Toni Morrison, and I've certainly never read Sula, so this is a great one to have on the list. Thank you, Nicole, for putting this on there. I have only read The Bluest Eye and her short story, Recitative, which I loved. The Bluest Eye, I was about. I think just because of that one scene with the father. But Recitative I loved, and I'm looking forward to reading Sula. So this is it, our ultimate high school reading list. We'll be starting with A Clockwork Orange, and Nicole and I will be buddy reading this in June. Like I said earlier, I will be vlogging it, so look out for that. And until then, I hope to see you, chat with you in the meantime. Okay, bye.